Hi, this is David Hawthorne at astroview.com. Today's the 10th of September 2013. The following is the Vedic astrology reading for Anderson Cooper, based on the 3rd of June 1967 at 3:46 p.m. in New York. Now, Anderson Cooper is an American journalist. He's an author. He's a television personality. He's the anchor of the CNN news show called Anderson Cooper 360. Now, he was the youngest son of the writer Wyatt Cooper, and his mother was the artist, designer, writer, and heiress Gloria Vanderbilt. Actually, his maternal great-great-great-grandfather was Cornelius Vanderbilt of the prominent Vanderbilt shipping and railroad fortune. Now, Anderson Cooper's own father suffered a heart attack while undergoing open heart surgery when he was about the age of 50. This happened in 1978, so Anderson was about 11 years old. Actually, it happened in January, so he was about 10 and a half years old. And he had an older brother who committed suicide in 1988 at the age of 23. Now, Anderson Cooper did go to the prominent Yale University, where he graduated in 1989. And he is currently enjoying some considerable success as a journalist and working for CNN. I believe his salary is reported to be around $4 million a year. Okay, let's talk about this chart for a minute. This gives the sixth sign of the zodiac ascending or rising. This is called Virgo rising sign. Number 6 is in the first house. And we say that Virgo, the sixth sign, is ruled by Mercury, which is the messenger. Mercury is a planet of intelligence, intellect, perception, communication. And Mercury ruling this first house of Virgo has gone over here into the 10th house of Gemini. So this is always the first house where the number, whatever number is here, doesn't matter. It's the sixth sign in the first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th house, 11th, and 12th house. So Mercury ruling this chart goes into this 10th house of career. So his career is connected with Mercury, writing, communications. He's a messenger. Now, he's very courageous because Mars is in the first house, and he has gone on some military assignments. So that's Mars, which is military. Now, over here in the 11th house in the sign of Cancer, we have Jupiter and Venus. So Jupiter is publishing, teaching, consulting, and advisory roles, and Venus rules the entertainment arts. Venus also rules the second house of wealth and status. This 11th house of Cancer is the house of income and gains, so he can gain through publishing, teaching, consulting, advisory roles, and through Venus, which is entertainment. But Jupiter rules this 4th house here, which is the house of mother, so he can also gain through his mother, which he did considerably, I believe. So he's got Jupiter ruling the 4th house of mother and parents, in the house of income and gains, and Venus ruling the second house of wealth and status in the house of income and gains. Now over here in the second house this is called K2, the southern node of the moon, and K2 is spirituality. So he can actually speak on spiritual terms and would do well with yoga and meditation, that type of thing. Now he does have Saturn here in the 7th house of Pisces. It does rule the 6th house of Aquarius. That can give him an older partner in life, and it can bring some disputes into relationships. Now down here in the 8th house in the sign of Aries, we have Rahu, the northern node of the moon, and we have Moon at 0 degrees. Now Moon is mother. This is the 8th house. 8th house is the house of death and death-like experiences. So his mother can have death-like experiences, such as losing her husband and losing a son. And by the way, Moon actually rules this 11th house, and the 11th house is the house of older siblings. Jupiter is the house, is significated for older brother, and it's in the house of older siblings, so it can give him an older brother. But it's in the sign of Cancer, ruled by Moon, at 0 degrees, infant state, it's completely powerless, and it's in the 8th house of accidents and death-like experiences. So it's possible his brother had an accidental suicide. But this weak Moon needs to be strengthened. Anderson can wear a nice large single pearl to strengthen the Moon, and he should wear white clothing and take calcium magnesium. Now Sun, ruling father, is in the 9th house of divine grace, good luck, and good fortune in the sign of Taurus. Makes Anderson very earthy and practical. This is a very powerful Sun, had some good fortune through his father. But this is Saturn, ruling the 6th house of health issues, and it aspects 3, 7, and 10 houses away. So 1, 2, 3. This Saturn at 16 degrees is afflicting this Sun at 19 degrees. So it brings health issues to his father, and that includes cardiovascular issues, and it says that Anderson also has the same issue. He's got cardiovascular issues, and he should take care of that. He can take some amino acids like pro-arginine plus to bring nitric oxide into the bloodstream. Anyways, he needs to take care of this afflicted Sun. Now, because Sun rules the 12th house of foreign lands and it's placed here in the 9th house, he can have long-distance journeys to foreign lands of short duration. Now, let's look at a couple of these timing of the events here just to show you how this works. His father died on January 5th, 1978. So if we go over here, this is September 77 till September 78. So his father died in this main period of Venus and in the sub-period of Sun. Well, Venus is over here in the 11th house in the sign of Cancer, ruled by Moon in the 8th house of Aries. 8th house is Randra. It means transformations and vulnerability, but it is the house of death and death-like experiences. So he can have a death-like experience during this time. And Sun, representing father, was the operating or sub-period ruler, and Sun in the 9th house of father is under the affliction of Saturn, ruling the 6th house of health issues. So his father dies during this Venus main period and the Sun sub-period. Now his brother died in July 1988. So if we go down here, we see that from March 1987 until May 1990, he was running Venus main period, and look at this, Saturn sub-period. Saturn rules the 6th house. It's health issues, but it's also mental tension, and it is afflicting Sun. So this is another issue that when he runs the Saturn period, he can have some serious issues. And Sun does rule the 12th house of hospitalization and losses and separations. So this clearly is not a favorable situation for him either. Now let's take a look at this other more current situation. In September 2003, he was made this anchor of Anderson Cooper 360. So September 2003 ran, so it was in here in April 2003 to August 2004, Moon main period. Moon is in the 8th house of inheritance and windfalls, but more importantly, it's ruled by Jupiter as the operating planet, and Jupiter is in the house of gains and income, and it rules publishing. And of course, it's with Venus, which is the entertainment arts. In 2007, he signed this deal with CNN to get about $4 million a year, this contract. So maybe that happened in the early part of 2007 when he was in Moon main period and Mercury sub-period. Look at this Mercury. Mercury in Gemini in the 10th house makes him a messenger, writer, communications, and it rules his chart. By the way, this Virgo rising sign, the 6th sign. Virgo is a very sattvic, pure sign, ruled by Mercury. These people are very pure souls, And they're very good. They're very perceptive, intellectual, analytical, and critical. He can be a good critic, food critic, art critic, music critic, news critic. Royal Sun in the house of good fortune. This is a very powerful Mercury ruling the chart in the house of career. Because it's in its own sign of Gemini, this is called the Panch Mahapurush Yoga, one of the 5 great yogas. This one's called Bhadra Yoga. It's very good for writing and communications. And look at this K2 at 13 degrees, aspects 5, 7, and 9 houses away. So this K2 at 13 degrees is aspecting Mercury at 11 degrees. So this brings enlightenment and spirituality to Anderson Cooper's mind. But it can bring some past life karma and some suffering. And this Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury are absolutely carrying the chart. They're very powerful, really help him a lot. He does need to wear a single large pearl and white clothing to strengthen the moon. He should never wear black clothing or red clothing or any black jewelry or red jewelry like rubies, red corals, blue sapphires. Black sapphires would not be good for this chart. So he needs to keep lots of green colors around him, lots of white colors around him. Yellow is good. Royal blue is good. Pastels are really good for him. Let's see where he is now currently. He just went into his 7 years of Mars, which is military and courage. It does rule the 8th house of accidents and death-like experiences. It does afflict the 1st house, the 4th house of transportation, the 7th house of marriage. So this is a 7-year cycle he's in. He does need to pay attention to this. He does need to take care of the remedy. One of the remedies for Mars is to help men who are like brothers on Tuesdays. So I do think he's going to have some issues. Let's look at the subperiod. He's currently in a Saturn subperiod, which is not ideal for him. It's going to be better for him this November 24th, 2013 to November 21st, 2014. That Mercury period is going to be very good for him. A lot of success during that time. And this Venus subperiod is also good for him. But he has to be careful during the Sun subperiod, and the Moon subperiod, and even through the Rahu main periods. Okay, these are the main points from the chart for Anderson Cooper. Namaste.